Joe Weatherly, died instantly when he lost his brakes and hit the wall at Riverside. Weatherly's car owner, Bud Moore, was overcome with grief.
It was just hard on all of us. I know that I come out here quit racing myself. I told my wife when we come back from California, I said, I think I'm going to quit. I'm not going through it. So she says, well, you got to sit down and figure it wasn't all your fault. He said, just remember them brakes y'all never had run on the racetrack, and Ford Motor Company had you take the car out there and put that type brake on there, and so you got to figure they was at blame as much as you were. We'll let it go, and I kept on racing.
This is the battle for 9th and 10th. Oh, and Campos hits the back of Thomas Biaggi's car in a horrendous shunt. Hits the wall on the inside of Adelaide.
Running for the lead early in the 40-lap race, Jim Robinson made contact with number 28 Gary Collins, then spun and smashed hard into the outside wall. Safety crews were on the scene quickly, and Robinson, a three-time NASCAR Winston West Series champion, was airlifted to a Phoenix hospital with severe head injuries. In replay, you can see that Robinson's car barely misses the near wall that might have stopped it with less damage. The gap created by the safety access road gave the car time to spin before it hit the outer wall driver's side first. At last word, Robinson remained in critical condition.
Heavily damaged in qualifying at Michigan. This accident has left Californian Rick Baldwin unconscious and in critical condition in a Jackson, Michigan hospital. Rick has no broken bones, but serious head injuries, and normally in these cases, the extent cannot be determined until the swelling subsides.
There were 33 cars out here, but these were the cars to watch. Up in front, it's Donnie Allison with the lead.
Donnie Allison had the pole for this race. Alongside him was Ty Scott, who's relatively unknown. And they had a great race later on with John Anderson and, of course, Richard Petty, who's not unknown at all. There's Benny Parsons lying in third spot.
Tragedy coming in the 15th lap. The car of Benny Ricky Knotts crashing into the inside retaining wall. He sustained massive injuries and died in that crash. Car number 31 breaking loose and sliding across the track.
He was terribly unfortunate in as much as he glanced off the wall and lost no speed at all as he crossed about 800 foot of grass to run into the spectator retaining wall and was killed instantly.
A 14-year campaigner on the short tracks in Michigan in his first effort at the Daytona International Speedway.
Race was all that dirty air created by 34 cars. But right now, the position he's in, he actually has a small advantage because everybody else has opened the air up in front of him. And even, here we go. Trouble contact and a huge crash. Up in turn number 2. Oh, multiple cars involved. Oh, my. It looks like Dan Weldon may be involved in it.
We talked about 3 or 4 wide.
Watch Sebastian Zaveja, right?
Yes.
Little contact right there.
Now he's trying to go from the low side to the high, from the high side down low to get going for the turn. And what ends up happening is that he got stuck back up there, turned around, tried to take another move going down, guys, and the backhand started to come around, and that started the chain reaction.
He was uncomfortable being on the top lane, and he tried, like you said, there's the car. There's 2 cars that are airborne. This puts big racing in perspective. This is the horrible accident that everybody has always hoped would never occur. And as we said, 15 cars we now know of involved.
Eventually, Butch in the white Camaro bumps his way into the lead. He had actually run more than the prescribed 125, but the last 10 laps must be green. Then suddenly Butch impacted turn 3's wall, actually hitting it broadside. Apparently his head hit the barrier as he is shown in extremely critical condition. His car owner Neil Bonnet has flown to be at his side.
Greg Moore with 60 points is in a battle for Rookie of the Year with Alex Johansson. Stefan Johansson involved in that.
Scott Pruitt. It looks like it's Scott Pruitt.
No, it's Andre Ribeiro. That's Ribeiro there. That's
Ribeiro.
Stefan Johansson. That is at the end of Lakeshore Boulevard. Oh, my. This will bring out a full course yellow.
Full course for sure.
With just a couple of laps to go now, you have to wonder. And the driver is still in the car. As they they'll have to stop this race almost totally.
That needs to be a red flag. There's too many parts there for the cars to get through. They should come out with a red right now.
Jeff Krosnoff. The ambulance is on the scene. And we'll see it one more time. Bobby, take us through it.
They're still trying to get Krosnoff out of the car. Now here you come. Right there, there's Krosnoff's car up into the wire right there, almost through the wire. Thank God the wire was there and the cable. You can see there's not much of a race car left. The car has just shed everything. It's come completely apart. The wire obviously helped take it apart. That's Johansson right there in the 16 car. He came out of it pretty good. Right to the right there where you see all the workmen, that's where Krosnoff still is. They're still trying to get him out of the car. Remember, these cars fit very tight. When they're damaged, it's often hard to get the driver out.
Kevin Hamlin, who's the crew chief on the Winston
Trouble in
Cup car
turn
for Mike
one.
Stoner.
One truck has hit the wall hard, and it's John Nemechek, who's been in the top 10 all day, and he went in driver's side first and just pancaked the left side of that truck. Ooh. The truck went in driver's side first, and rescue crews are on the scene, helping to get John out of the truck. And we'll get an update for you from the scene as soon as we can. Let's have a look at what happened here.
You could see the truck got around all the way around on the driver's side, hit very, very hard. And with a track that's very flat like this, you don't have the bank to scrub off speed like you do on some of the major speedways. So when you go into that wall, you hit it with a lot of force.